welcome to Irene Bisasso Hoem Network, and if you're new to our channel, please subscribe. Today I'm going out because I'm going to meet my girlfriend, but on my way I'm going to show you something that is called Brennesle in Norwegian, and in English it's called Nettle, and I'm told that it's really nice. So let's go out and find it, because what is interesting is that this plant, it's the one to come out early, and at the same time it is the same plant that goes out, like dries later. So we are going to go in the nature and we find it. In Norway it's everywhere, and they make great tea about it, and it has a lot of medicinal purposes. So let's go out and find it, and then I'll tell you more about it. We're gonna prepare it together and I'm gonna tell you more about it. Let's go and find it in the woods. Around here, as you see, when we were walking, this is what we call Brennesle, the nettle. And actually be careful because it stings. These things here, they burn actually. In Uganda we have them, and when you touch it, it burns. So what I did to get them, I got gloves, and then I had to get them, the leaves. So you see, all other places they are yellow, but these ones not yet, and now it's mid of October. So these are the ones I'm talking about. You can make soup, you can make tea, and today we are going to make tea together because I've already picked them. I've already picked them and dried them, but let me pick some fresh ones as well. So I'm getting my gloves. So these ones, as you see them, if you look around here, you see all others, they are green and yellow, but these ones are still green. So you can get the leaves themselves, or I take this and then I'm gonna take them home and wash them, and then we make tea. It has a lot of medicinal purposes actually. So I'm gonna have, so that I have enough for the whole of winter. These things, they really burn. So as you see, these ones, if you look closer, they have these ones, they burn. So when you cook them, then these ones, they won't be burning. So use gloves to have them, because they really burn and it itches when it burns. But I read on the Norwegian health website, and they say if it burns you, you can put some cold water. Remember I told you that it burns? So when you are going to wash them, be very careful, because these things, they burn and they itch and they sting. So if you have gloves, use gloves like I did earlier. And I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna cook this one. And yeah, why am I washing them? It's because if there are any insects, if there are any germs, they'll get away as I wash them before I cook them. And I'm just going to put them straight in the saucepan and cook with some water. So be careful, because these leaves really burn. So now I'm trying to make sure that I don't touch them, and then I'm putting some water to cover them up. I didn't really measure, but I put water what you think is enough, and I'm gonna boil them. So next time I'll make what they call Brennesle soup, because they make soup out of this, but today I just want to make tea. And then I'll show you another video if you want about how to preserve them, to use them in later. But let's cook them. As you see, it's ready. So I've cooked it for like 15 minutes, and I think it's ready. So that is the color. As you see, it's really nice. And you, my friends who take sugar, I think you can put in some sugar. or honey. And like I told you, this is the plant. Be careful, it burns. I'm telling you, it burns. You scratch yourself. In Uganda, we have it. It's called the name. I keep forgetting the name, but we call it Kamyu. Yeah, Kamyu, and it really stings and it itches. It burns. In Norwegian, we call it Brennesle, which has something to do with burning. So be careful. Like I showed you, I used gloves to bring it, and you can have it. And this is how I put in glass for you to see. This is how this tea kind of looks. You see that the color it's having, and this is the one we cooked. And I saw a friend told me that you can actually put some salt and some butter, and you eat these ones. They are really nice. Now because it's cooked, they don't eat. It's like spinach, yeah. It's kind of so we would try it. I've not tried eating this, but I've tried the tea. And how it happened, like I said earlier, there's a video I made about St. Olav's Day again. It's a day in Trondheim, and there's a lady who had a kind of it was exhibiting these products from this plant. She had the shampoo, the soap, the lotions made from this plant, and I was like, what? Because I just saw the name Brennesle, and myself, my first time to encounter this, of course, I encountered it in Uganda. I come from a village in Uganda, and there, excuse me, my boys are shouting. The first time I used them in Uganda, I mean, the first time I met this one in Uganda, I'm from a village, and they normally, I don't remember if it exactly looks like this, but the effect, it's the same. It's called nettle, stinging nettle in English. In Uganda, we call it Kamyu, and in Norwegian, we call it Brennesle. But I have to look in Uganda. When I go to Uganda next time, I'm going to look for it and see if it looks the same. But the effect is the same. It burns you really strong. So I saw this lady, and then I was like, I just saw the word Brennesle, and I was like, what? And then she told me, oh, it has a lot of medicinal purposes. So I picked some, and I started having tea, but I was just putting little in my tea because I didn't know even how to use it. And I could see some effects, but I didn't follow it up. And then one time we were having our nature walk with my sisters, and one of my sisters, I told her that there's a lot of medicinal, herbs here that we don't know in Norway. And I told them this, and then they said, what? That burns. And I told them, I know, but this lady told me. So one of my sister, she picked lots of these and dried them, and then she started drinking them. And she realized that it had some medicinal changes. One of it was pain. So so we have them in our shokena, in our cabinets here in the kitchen, and then so we are having them. But yesterday, but one, I was going to attend a very important meeting, and it was very important because I was going to present for 1 hour, and then for some reasons I didn't sleep well. I got a fever in the night, so I took the Paracet and I made the interview, and it went well. According to me, the 1 hour went just like this. And then when I came back, so we had the girls talk, and then I was with my sisters. I have 2 beautiful sisters in Norway. I'm blessed. So I was talking with them, and then this sister of mine, the youngest, she told me, oh, Irene, you look so sick. I said, yeah, because the Panados were starting to wear out, yeah. And then she told me, but have you tried your tea? And then I'm like, which tea? And then she told me, Brennesle. And I said, not really. And then she said, yeah, try it. Because I told her I have pain in my body, and I was feeling fever. You know, when you feel fever, you are warm and pain. So we cooked it together, and I took it. because I was supposed to take another painkiller so that I sleep well, because the night before I had not slept well at all because of the fever. And I was waiting, in Norway, you don't just run to the doctor just because you have some pains or what. You wait until maybe 2-3 days, and then we see if if it's not like getting better, then you go to the doctor, because they're gonna tell you rest, drink enough, and eat well and all that. So to my surprise, she cooked it actually, we all had, and I took a cup. And then we were talking and dancing and having a good time in the evening. And then I realized I didn't need to take more painkiller. And when I woke up, I didn't have any more fever. I didn't have the pain. So I'm not a medical person here to say that, but that was my experience. I don't know if it's this tea or God intervened because I had also prayed, or the fever just disappeared, or whatever it was. But that is my experience with this tea. So now I said, let me share with other people, because in the first place, I know it helps, and it's not what can I say? Like, I've tried it and we've been fine. So, but I'm not a medical person. Don't take your meds, and don't say Irene said the medicinal values, this and that. Do your own research. I tried to find research about it, like academical articles written about it, and the one I found, actually it talked about the botanical name, that it has been used since old days in Europe, and it helps with the kidney kind of issues, and that they are trying to test it more to see what it can help, and the pain and muscles and all that. But that is an article I researched and read a little bit. So you do your research, read about it. But I always say that everything in the menu, too much of everything is bad. So if you take a little of this, it will be fine. If you're a tea person like me and the weather is changing right now, you need this, try it. Go outside and pick it, because it's still there. And what is so interesting, this plant here, it's the first to come out when snow has gone. And it's the last to go, like I showed you when I was picking them in the video. So try it and leave the comments below what you think about this Brennesle, Kamyu. I don't know if it's Kamyu in Uganda. People in Uganda don't say Irene said, it may be different. But if you live in Norway, this one, try it. And another tip, when you go outside to pick it, put on your gloves. And when you are picking it, don't pick the one near the road. In Norway, at least in my neighborhood, people have dogs, many dogs. So when they go, they take them for tour to do their business. If you pick the ones near, they urinated on them. So go a little bit in the forest and pick the ones which are there, which are healthy, and probably they've not been urinated on by the dogs. And when you come inside, wash them. How do you wash them? My grandma, may her soul rest in peace, she taught us every time. I remember when I was young, she could get the vegetables, and we had to get firewood to cook the water. So she could cook the water, and then when she cooks the water, and then she used that water to wash the vegetables. And I asked her, why do we have to boil water to cook, and then we're gonna cook them, and then to wash them? And then she told me, yeah, if there are germs and insects, the moment I put in the water, they remain in the water. They get out or die. But if I just cook, you cook with the insects. So, and I'm not saying boil, because I remember she was telling her, not boil like you boil the vegetables or herbs with the insects, but like the body temp, like lukewarm. I think that's English word, but the water has to be a little bit warm, that is gonna chase them away. So use that water, and then you cook them and then enjoy. The next video, I'll show you how I've made the ones to dry for the entire season, because now winter is coming and we're not gonna have. I'm gonna show you how you can dry them. But today, enjoy the tea, and if you have any experience with it, you can share with us, and let me know if you have it in your home country and what you call it. Take care and bye. 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 That's my son. It's not even sour.